to
Hold on.
the
Just making sure we're good.
it says we're live.
I'm just on YouTube. I'm just trying to see if it's actually going through. Okay, view. Okay, we are good.
We're good. Right, welcome to Marvel Mad and THWIP Media's live stream. We are doing a non-MCU Marvel draft. Yeah, we're new to this live stream thing, so give us a chance. That lot we'll slowly get there. And yes, just like to introduce myself. I'm Dwayne, the Captain Coffer from Marvel Mad. Just anything Marvel. Got Spider-Man going up at the moment. Our friend from THWIP Media, Nate, who's this brilliant, lovely idea in that lot. Thank you very much for coming along. And I'll let you take it away, my friend.
Well, thank you for doing this with me. It's going to be a cool experiment to figure out how this goes. But I think we'll have fun doing it. So 2 weeks ago, we did our MCU draft. That was on your channel.
Yeah.
And now we are going to be doing a draft for all the non-MCU movies. So that ranges from, I think the earliest one on the list is like Blade, I think.
Oh, okay.
All the way up to Logan, I believe, or Deadpool.
Right, okay.
So there's a big range. And there's a lot of ones that we're definitely competing for and a lot of ones we're definitely going to leave behind.
Yes, definitely. Absolutely.
Okay, so I'm going to go over the rules again, just like the last one. So I'm going to let you do the first pick this time because I got the first pick on the last one.
Yeah.
So the way it's going to work is we're going to do like a back and forth draft. So you're going to do a pick. You're going to talk about your thoughts on it. I might chip in, share my thoughts as well. Then I'm going to do my pick and we'll just go back and forth.
Yeah.
And
sounds all good.
So you want to do 6?
Yes, yeah, we'll go for 6. It'll be a nice range then. No way we're doing 10. Not a chance.
No. Okay, so we both get 6 picks. If anyone's watching, feel free to comment and let us know your thoughts on our picks or whatever if you're enjoying. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. So it's just...
No, don't worry about it. We're all learning here. Don't worry about it.
Okay. So can you see my screen?
Yeah, we're all good.
Okay. So you've got, these are the projects. You got first pick. I'm second. So whatever you want to pick, you can go ahead whenever you're ready.
Right, my first pick, and again, I'm sort of like repping the merchandise from our first pick, if you can see. I'll pass the camera. And my first pick is the 2004 Punisher film.
Oh, wow.
I absolutely adored this film and everything. Because it aligned with the game, I think it was on the PS2 as well. It was just absolutely brilliant. And for the majority of it, he was the only Punisher for me. He played him perfectly and everything. His car, just all the weapons and everything, how he was like dealing with his family's loss. And another thing as well, because I'm obviously a big WCW fan and everything, Kevin Nash was in it and he was the Russian. And I lost my mind when he come into it as the Russian. It was so good. But yeah, this film, I just absolutely adored it. I know it gets absolutely slated now. It's not the best and stuff like that sort of thing. But I loved it. I absolutely loved it in that lot. And yeah, because I think it coincided with the PS2 games as well. The PS2 game was gory as anything. And like when he doing some of the death scenes and stuff, he got cut away. But no, this film, I know, I thought you might be totally blown away with this one. But yeah, this film, just perfect for me.
It's definitely a surprise. I was not expecting that at all. I personally haven't seen it, but I think I've seen clips.
Honestly, it is. I know it's daft to go back and watch it now, but it's well worth to go back and watch it. Honestly, it's such a good film, that lot.
Yeah, the Punisher I'm always gonna love is John Bernthal. Like, he's literally perfect for the Punisher.
Is that the one in the Netflix series?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Him now. I can see as the Punisher now. To be honest, not like he totally sold me in it on the Netflix series. So yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Okay, so for my first pick, I have a little less stress on me now after your first pick. So this one's actually tough for me now because I'm torn between two choices, and I'm not sure if you're gonna pick this one next. Okay, I'm gonna rip the Band-Aid. I'm gonna take Spider-Man 2.
Oh,
Now it's pretty obvious. Huge Spider-Man fan. Sam Raimi's best movie of the trilogy, I believe. Awesome portrayal of Spider-Man in this. And of course, Alfred Molina's Dr. Octopus, all-time Marvel villain.
chef kiss.
So good. The scene where the surgeons are trying to take off his arms and the arms are like attacking all the surgeons and he's asleep. So good. And then the iconic shot where he gets up and he's like, no, and then stuff like that. And then he flips the taxi after. It's so good. And then the whole train fight, the bank robbery, all that is so good in it. And of course, the train fight, you're gonna have the iconic like Toby going like trying to web the train and he's trying to hold it back. That was so awesome. I remember seeing this a long time ago and just being amazed by it. Like, this is some of the most brilliant Spider-Man storytelling ever, in my opinion. It balances everything between Peter having a strong story, his relationship with MJ, his own personal life with Aunt May, and then balancing Spider-Man with that, trying to save the city from Dr. Octopus. So good. And Dr. Octopus is a Spider-Man villain that will always have a special place in my heart because I grew up actually watching the Spider-Man 60s TV show. I have the whole thing on a DVD there. So that first episode with Dr. Octopus was always the one I would go back and rewatch.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why, but it was so cool to me. And seeing Spidey and Doc Ock fight on the big screen was so cool. So yeah, that's my thoughts on Spider-Man 2.
I gotta admit, yeah, I can't say anything wrong there at all. It was just such a good film. It's just so many things, like how he juggles everything as well, sort of thing. It's just portrayed really well. And I was a big fan of Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man. I really was. I thought he'd done it perfectly well. Obviously, the third film sort of kicked it a bit lower, sort of thing. But
Yeah.
first and second film, I absolutely adored everything. And when Andrew Garfield come on as Spider-Man, it just wasn't for me. It just didn't connect right, sort of thing. So Tobey Maguire, for a long time, was my Spider-Man, sort of thing. And seeing it on the big screen like that, portrayed so well. Yeah, I can't fault you there, my friend. No, absolutely brilliant film.
Yeah, I had all the toys and I grew up with Toby.
Oh yeah,
so.
I had the thing with the Spider-Man flip thing on your wrist where you sprayed it, or the whipped cream silly string come out on your wrist. That lot. I had that. It was such a. I've shown me age now. That is. Right, for my second one, then again, this one might not. Well, I don't know. It might be a bit of a thing for you and everything, sort of thing. But my second film that I absolutely adored was the original Blade film. I absolutely adored it. Just, I've always been a big fan of like vampires and stuff like that sort of thing. And I never, for ages, I know it's bad to say because I'm obviously a big Marvel fan, but I never knew for actually a long time that Blade was actually a part of the MCU. It wasn't until after I'd seen this first film and then looked into it for the comics and stuff like that. I was like, oh, bloody hell, he's part of Marvel that lot. And I just absolutely adored him as well now. He is my Blade. He's Wesley Snipes. He's my Blade, sort of thing. I know he had a load of shit afterwards and everything, sort of thing. So I'd hope to see him as like a cameo or just something daft like that in the new Blade film. But I just absolutely adored it, sort of thing. And I didn't mind all three of the Blade films, to be honest. I know they got a lot of stick and everything, but just seeing this little like flip thing they had, like he spun it around, killing them all. He's the big fight scene at the end where he blows up, leaning blow cup, and he's like all bobbly and stuff, and Emsworth gets covered in blood. I just absolutely adored it. And again, another reason I'm a big wrestling fan and stuff like that. Seeing Triple H in the third film as well, and that lot, as well as that Ryan Reynolds, I was just like, oh yeah, that's brilliant. This is it. Yeah, I'm happy with that. That's great. But yeah, again, just he's my Blade, and when we see the new Blade,
if we see it,
well, yeah, exactly. Whenever it turns up, if it ever turns up, but yeah, yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping it's going to be good, but yeah, Wesley Snipes is my Blade.
Yeah, I haven't seen it for a long time, but I remember thinking it was good. It's a solid movie. It's definitely in that period where Marvel was trying to get their footing for the movies, because
They're
this
just
came out
literally
before.
trying everything, weren't they, sort of thing?
Yeah, because this was before the X-Men. This was before Spider-Man. So this was like a big risk for them, taking a character not many people knew and kind of turning him, like, it was a hit when it came out. Like a lot of people went to see it. And yeah, I think Wesley Snipes was really good in the role, and I wouldn't be surprised if he shows up in Secret Wars or something like that.
Absolutely praying.
In the future. So yeah, that would be cool if we see him come back. But yeah, Blade for the MCU, I have no idea where that future is going, because this movie has been rewritten so many times that
it's had a couple of directors as well, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, it's changed multiple things, and Mahershala Ali's probably at the point where he's like, okay, if you guys don't get your things together, I'm out. Like, when you commit to a Marvel movie, you have to stop committing to so many other opportunities you're being given. So he's probably putting his own career at risk, waiting for this movie to actually happen, when it, like, nothing's come out of it. Like, hasn't even, like, been shot yet. They're still writing it. So yeah, I'm waiting to see what Blade's future is going to be.
Yeah, it is a shame, because if they do it well, it'll be brilliant, sort of thing. Bringing, like, they've already brought that sort of dark side into it with Werewolf by Night, so having vampires and stuff like into it just that all that subculture of that sort of stuff, you can bring them all in, but God knows.
Yeah, and he has a voice cameo in Eternals too in the post-credit scene, but nothing has ever come out of that.
Harrington, weren't it?
Yeah. So yeah, we know he's up to something, but we haven't seen him in anything yet. So
exactly, yeah.
Waiting to see that happen. Okay, my second pick, I'm gonna take Logan.
Oh, okay.
So I rewatched this recently. I think it is a masterpiece. Like, this is the send-off. Well, at the time it was the send-off.
Well, yeah.
for Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, and James Mangold put so much heart into this. He nailed everything that makes Wolverine a great character. He's very reserved. Like, he doesn't like to show his emotion, but it's obvious that he does care for the other, like, people around him. It's just, you know, he's so stoic, and he's like the tough guy, so he doesn't want to show it. But then when Laura comes into his life, he's got this bigger responsibility to take care of her and, you know, protect all the other mutant kids that are being hunted. And I think that was really cool. And seeing him and Patrick Stewart come back, well, again, Patrick Stewart, I was supposed to be his last role, but he came back in Doctor Strange. Nothing is their final role now with the FDU.
Not a chance.
Yeah. So it was cool seeing them have their send-off at the time together. And that shocking scene when, I believe X-24, the clone of Logan, when he walks into the house and he puts his fist on Charles's chest and you hear the claws come out, that shocked me. And then, like, the scene where Laura is taking out all those the soldiers at their compound in the desert, where she rolls the head out, and then everyone's like freaked out, like, really, a kid just did this? And then she just annihilates all of them. That was so good. And then, of course, the end scene too, when Logan's running through the forest, like high on that injection to give him like his powers back for a
Like
period of
last
time, and
boost
just
sort of thing, innit?
yeah, just killing everyone in his path. That was so good. And yeah, just a lot of heart. It's a perfect story for Wolverine, and it was emotional when he did die. So, and then just at the end too, when Laura takes the cross and bends it to make it the X, that was perfect.
Yeah, that
That
was
was so
nice.
good.
That was
So
nice.
yeah, that's my thoughts on Logan.
I did like it. I gotta admit, it was a good film for me and that, but I'd had that much hate. It's probably the best word to say it, with all the other X-Men films and everything. I just couldn't put myself through it, especially with like the new not New Mutants, the oh Jesus wept, the newer ones, the younger ones.
Dark Phoenix.
Yeah, Dark Phoenix and Age of Apocalypse and stuff like that.
Yeah,
It just wound me up so much. So with Logan, I was like, oh, go on, I'll watch it, sort of thing. But it was a good film, but it's not one that I'd go back to. I couldn't. It just, yeah, I got too much hate towards the series now. That sort of thing. I just no.
yeah, it is completely different in feeling compared to the other
Yeah.
Marvel movies. Like it's very slow, and it's like one you really have to pay attention to as well, because
Mm.
it's not like constant action. Like there is action in it. It's a lot of character driven scenes. Oh, another scene is when Charles is having that seizure and everyone's frozen. But I think they're in Vegas or
Oh,
something, and he's having to like pull himself through the hallway and kill everyone on his way up there that's trying to get to Charles. That was so cool too. So yeah,
so
Logan's really good.
it's got brilliant scenes and everything. It is a good film, but I just know yeah, I just can't. It's not personally in my top six. I got to admit, it's just no.
Yeah, I understand.
Right. So I think this will be the first one we'll probably fought over a bit in that lot. But the next one I'm going for is Deadpool. I just adored this. It literally is done correctly, sort of thing. From X-Men Origins to this, oh, it's just yeah. This is Deadpool. This is absolutely Deadpool in that lot. Um, oh yeah, it's just such a good film. That lot. Seeing Colossus, seeing Megasonic Warhead, uh, just I can't, I just can't like say how good it is now. Like it's just yeah, they're like the bridge scene and everything.
Yeah,
Where you
so
seen
good.
how he gets the powers as well and stuff like that sort of thing. It was just so good. And then obviously all the sex and all the violence and stuff. I knew it was going to be a mature film, and it just done it so well with how actually mature it was, sort of thing. It's just
Yeah,
like, yeah, that's just absolutely perfect, sort of thing. That lot, and then the comedy with him and oh, what's his name? The one behind the barkeep that names him Deadpool, sort of thing.
Weasel.
Oh, Weasel, that's it.
Yeah,
The chemistry between them was like, oh, Captain Deadpool's, and no, just
and
Deadpool.
Dopinder too, the taxi driver. He's really
Yeah,
good too.
I love Dopinder, but my chemistry, the chemistry I love the most is between them two. Now, like, Dopinder's brilliant and everything, but it's just the chemistry between them two. Now, it's like when he gets captured and he's like, no, I won't tell you anything. I won't tell you anything at all, and then he tells him literally everything at the start.
Yeah.
Such a good film that lot, and which one was it? No, but it's just good. It's just such a good film that lot, and yeah. This is a film I could over and over again, and I cannot wait for the third one. Finally bringing
Yeah.
him into the MCU as well now. It's going to be funny as fuck if they can get the people they want in, and just some cameos and stuff like the cameo with was that one where you got this whole mansion, there's none of the X-Men, and then they just slowly shut the door and that sort of thing.
Yeah, that was
Such,
Deadpool 2, I think. But yeah, that was
was
really
that
good.
but yeah,
Yeah.
it's just it's such a good film, that lot.
Yeah, when you talk about perfect movie casting, Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool is literally perfect. Like, there's no one else that's ever going to play the role the way he does.
Not a
Like,
chance.
his humor fits the character so perfectly too, because Ryan Reynolds has always been that kind of guy where he just says the most like random things, and like it is funny most of the time. So Deadpool saying whatever goes into his head is perfect for Ryan Reynolds to do. And yeah, just the action is so good. Like the opening title sequence, like like when he breaks the fourth wall, he's even like, you know, where it says like Marvel presents or whatever, like he's making fun of the writers and the directors as the opening's happening.
Yeah,
it's so good.
You don't see that anywhere else, not at all.
Yeah, like a lot of people make the argument that She-Hulk copied Deadpool, but She-Hulk actually came before Deadpool. So
This is
those two
go on.
Those two characters were like the first ones to actually like make the fourth wall break popular in those kinds of movies, because I know Kick-Ass does it, I think.
Yeah, to a point, but not as yeah. With when you say She-Hulk, like when we did, I think it was on this channel. It might have been in the dark place before this channel a lot. We talked about She-Hulk and everything, and we said that it's literally people think they're copying it, but no, actually, she was originally before and that, and did do all this stuff before. So, but yeah, the fourth wall breaks as well and stuff like that. Even the blind lady as well. She's just just so good and that sort of thing. It's just
yeah. Deadpool is one I'm always gonna rewatch. Okay. I'm torn between two other choices again. This is where it's difficult because I know the ones I want to pick, but when that runs out, I don't know what I'm going to choose. Okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to pick X-Men First Class.
Oh, crap. Right, we're going to have some words here. Jesus.
So, I really enjoyed this movie. The main standout for me, and I think everyone can agree on, is Michael Fassbender as Magneto. He is a powerhouse in this movie. The Nazi hunting Eric Lenscher is so good, and it really makes you feel for him. Like the opening scene, if I'm not mistaken, is basically the same opening scene in the first X-Men, right? In Auschwitz.
I think so, yeah.
So building off of that and giving him the kind of motivation behind, like you already know the motivation behind it, obviously, because he's in Auschwitz, but seeing his mother being killed in front of him and being basically offered to be a weapon for the Nazis drives him into like, no, all these people, you're hurting my family and my people. I'm just going to like wreak havoc on you because you put me through so much pain. I think that was so good because Magneto is one of my favorite Marvel villains, and Fassbender does a really good job of balancing the anger and the sadness in that character. The scene where he goes to the bar, I think it's in Argentina or whatever, and he's trying to find Sebastian Shaw, and he finds out those two guys were Nazis, and he like picks up the knife with his powers and throws it into the guy's stomach. He controls the guy's gun to point it over at the other guy and shoot him. So good, and the score is really good too.
Yeah.
I really like the brotherly dynamic between him and Charles that was established. Like just seeing the two of them like figure out where they came from, how their relationship began, and then the ultimate fallout of that, where they had differing opinions on that beach, where Eric was going to kill literally everyone in that ocean, and Charles wanted to save him from going down that dark path. But you know, we know how Magneto ends up, so we knew that was going to happen. But yeah, I really had a lot of fun watching this movie, and it's one I rewatch pretty often. I think setting it in the 60s was a really like good idea. Kind of rehashing the origin of the original X-Men. And Matthew Vaughn did a really good job with it. So X-Men First Class is really good in my opinion.
Right, myself, you've probably like said the best thing about it was Magneto in that portrayed it so damn well, sort of thing. Even though Ian McKellen was the original Magneto, weren't he?
Yeah.
He did it as well brilliantly in the first X-Men films. And I loved him. But the X-Men First Class, him was Magneto, really nice, really well portrayed. Just seeing the raw emotions of him, like fighting everything like that, and seeing him become that evil side of him, sort of thing. Yeah, I can't phase him that say anything wrong there. I just did not enjoy the rest of it at all. Sort of thing. It just was not for me again. That no, I can't. It's not a film I enjoyed. Was this Emma Frost was in this one, weren't she?
Yeah.
Yes, how she got portrayed, brilliant. That lot. I didn't mind that at all. But I don't know. Just the rest of them were just whiny. I was like,
well,
it's
not. I have to admit, when the whole scene where like the kids are together in the room and they're like just having fun, and then Sebastian Shaw crashes the whole thing. There's a lot of people in there. You're like, how are they going to make people fans of the X-Men like this lineup? Because it's not like, Wolverine, Cyclops, Nightcrawler, Colossus. It's not all of them. And there were a lot of random choices in it. I still think it kind of worked out in the end for the overall team.
Okay.
But the main argument that everyone has with that is you killed the mutant that can adapt to anything.
Yeah.
You know the scene where he puts like the explosion ball into his mouth?
Yeah.
And then he dies. So, yeah, did not understand that. But
no, honestly, I know it's not a film for me. Let's just say. Right. So my fourth pick again. I don't know whether you'll pick this one or not. To be honest, I say I absolutely adored this film as well, and it was the original Fantastic Four.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, I absolutely adored it. Absolutely. Seeing Chris Evans as the Human Torch again. He was my Human Torch that lot. Just seeing how Larry was, and I can do everything that lot, and just I can fly off, and seeing I can never remember the actors' names that lot. So Mr. Fantastic, how he was portrayed, just perfectly, just like he was like the father figure trying to bring the whole team together, and that lot, so good. Seeing Invisible Woman, how she was portrayed, her connection between Mr. Fantastic. Just so good. I can always remember him from, is it Buffy? I think it was him as Doctor Doom. He was perfect as Doctor Doom, that sort of thing. The bloke that played the Thing was just perfect. Like, he was literally just put a bloke in a suit, have him walk around, and just sort of thing. It was just absolutely perfect, and it was just a really good film. I absolutely had loads of fun with it. Like the chemistry between Human Torch and the Thing, how they were always having a go at each other, and then obviously in the end,
nailed that. They definitely nailed that.
And how they worked it out at the end, just so good, so good now. And then when they tried to redo it all a few years later, just that Fantastic Four pisses me off somewhat wrong. It was just the worst portrayal I've ever seen. Oh, no, we're definitely not talking about that one. He's just, this film, adored it. Absolutely adored it. This is my Fantastic Four. If they can get something like this for another Fantastic Four lot, I'll be happy. Like, what's his name that played Mr. Fantastic and Doctor Strange? I think he played him brilliantly, to be honest. He portrayed Doctor Strange perfectly. So, if they get someone like that, I'll be well happy.
Yeah, I rewatched this, I think, in the summer, just because I was on a Fantastic Four high. Like, I was kind of like trying to figure out what I would want to see from the MCU portrayal of it. So I rewatched it, and I thought it's okay. Like, it's definitely not the best, but I can see there are elements that are enjoyable. Like, the whole dynamic between the four of them is really good. And the banter between Human Torch and the Thing is literally like, you have to nail that in every movie with the Fantastic Four, because that's been the running thing since they were created, is that they always like make fun of each other. They're always pranking each other, stuff like that. And it's so good. Now, Doctor Doom. Personally, his mask looked really good. The way he was played in this, I did not really like.
Oh, okay.
He's just, like a typical villain. Like, yeah, I just want to
Yeah.
rule the world. Like, he has no. Well, I guess it's tough because he has that motivation to get back at the team for disfiguring him and, like, basically putting him down that path where his company was taken away from him, and he just wants to take over everything. Like, that's like a typical villain story. And I really hope they do something different and more personal with the MCU version
Yeah.
of Doctor Doom, where he really is like motivated to take down Reed and the Fantastic Four and bring his vision of a perfect world into the MCU. I think I have faith that they can do that. And just this definitely is a template that the MCU can build off of. They just need to really tap into what didn't work and improve that too. And also The Thing. I know this is something like they couldn't control at the time because of effects, but when he's in the practical suit, he's basically the same size as everyone else. Like, he's not the hulking figure like he's supposed to be. So that was something I always had an issue with, but I understand that was at the time they didn't have really the tools to do that.
I say when you go from him there and then to that other Fantastic Four, it was just they got the size right, but just
he looks really good in the new one.
Yeah, but just everything else, just nah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, nah.
Okay. Oh, this is really tough. Because I didn't do this in advance, so I'm kind of going off of what I think looks good.
I'm just going from the heart. This is not. I think this is why I've thrown you off for some of these.
You know what? I might do a kind of random one that you might not expect. The same way you've done for me. Like, I wasn't expecting most of these. Okay. The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Oh. Okay.
So I rewatched this recently. It is a bad movie, but there are so many things in it that make it watchable for me, and it still entertains me. So the whole parent storyline, that didn't need to be in it. I understand that this Spider-Man had more of a, I guess, like in the first one, they establish his parents leaving him and he's trying to figure out what his parents were doing. In this, they build off of that, and it just kind of became like they had to do it. I didn't necessarily think they had to do that from the start. They could have just done Spider-Man with Aunt May and Uncle Ben. They didn't have to bring his parents into it. But the whole intro, I think, was really strong, even though the parent storyline I wasn't a fan of. The whole plane scene, I thought that was like really gripping and really like shocking to start off with. And then like just the swinging at the start too, when Rhino is driving the truck through the traffic and he has to stop him. Just that's some of the best Spider-Man swinging we've ever seen in movies. And the effects are so good too. The soundtrack is really good. Again, it's Hans Zimmer, so he's done some of the most iconic film scores of all time with the Dark Knight trilogy. He did the Wonder Woman theme. He's done so much else, and he's probably one of my favorite film composers ever. His score is really good in this, but the Electro theme, it's so good. Electro as a villain, I definitely he's okay. He was definitely improved in No Way Home.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. Seeing him kind of have that evolution where he's like this nobody who gets the recognition from Spider-Man. And then when something happens to him and they're in Times Square, like everyone's focusing on him, which is like he's narcissistic in the fact that like he he is now recognized by the world. He's not a nobody anymore. And then Spider-Man steals that spotlight from him, and he just wants to destroy Spider-Man. So it's kind of like, okay, he's crazy, but he's okay. The way he looks, I know they were trying to replicate I think it's the Ultimate Spider-Man look, where he's just all blue. It's not my favorite design, but it worked for this in a way.
Yeah.
The big thing in this, though, is the Peter and Gwen dynamic. They are so good together in this, and Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone they probably are the best Spidey and love interest put to like the big screen so far. Just their relationship is so good, and then that ending scene where she dies, that was really emotional. I definitely saw it coming, though. As soon as I saw Green Goblin, Clock Tower, even though the Clock Tower wasn't really in the comic, but I knew something was going to happen, and when it happened, I was shocked. But yeah, and just Green Goblin in this is like, what are you doing? Like this. First of all, he doesn't really look like Green Goblin.
No, not a chance.
This is something they could have easily waited to do because you already had Electro. You had Rhino, who wasn't officially Rhino at the start.
That Rhino was just probably the best Rhino I've seen, movie-wise, sort of thing. I absolutely adored that, and I was just... hang on a minute. Go away. I was absolutely waiting to see more of him. So just to see him bypass...
No. Yeah, I think the way they ended it was kind of weird, how like they have Rhino in the street and then it ends with them starting their fight. I think it would have been cool to see how that goes. But I think it fits because after Gwen dies, Peter's not Spider-Man anymore. Yeah. And then there's the emergence of more villains and they're terrorizing the city. And he has to come back and realize that Gwen, like maybe this was done for a purpose. And then he becomes Spider-Man again. And I guess we presume he takes down Rhino. So yeah, Amazing Spider-Man 2 is always going to be one I'm going to rewatch. It's not good in any means, but it does entertain me.
For me, like I said, you said it pretty well to us. The dynamic between Spider-Man and Gwen Stacy, brilliant. Absolutely love that sort of thing. Seeing her death finally on the big screen as well, heartbreaking, but they did it and portrayed it so well, sort of thing. Like these web trying to make the little hand just to try and reach her.
That was really good.
It was just so good in that lot. But again, like I said, Electro done 100% better in No Way Home, and then this Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, I preferred him in No Way Home. It was just perfect. But then in this, it was just no, just no. It's just no. I can't. I just no. It's not one for me. No, I cannot. I just can't.
And the suit is probably the best Spider-Man suit we've had in live action. Like it's perfect. I don't know if you've got it yet in the Spider-Man game.
I was literally just about to say, I swear I've just got it, or it's one of the ones I'd got it in a previous episode that I just put up. But honestly, we'll have to get into another conversation about the suits in that game. But well, speaking of Spider-Man, as you've brought him up, my one for my fifth pick is the original Spider-Man. To be honest, I again absolutely adored this. I say Tobey Maguire was my Spider-Man before, obviously, Tom Holland. But yeah, it's just Green Goblin. Oh, wait a minute. Green Goblin, just him and MJ, how he's like portrayed when he's got his powers and that lot. Uncle Ben's death scene. As a kid, seeing that as a kid, I was about in tears. I really was, that lot sort of thing. So yeah, it killed me. Absolutely killed me. Again, another wrestler being in a wrestling thing. Macho Man Randy Savage against the Spider. And that lot. I was just, you'll
Bone
get
Saw.
you'll get a consistent thing of seeing all these wrestlers coming into the Marvel films. I was just like a big kid then, but yeah. Again, it was just for me. It was just like a perfect origin story. I can never remember the lady that played Aunt May, but she was just a perfect Aunt May.
Rosemary Harris.
Yeah, that's it. She played Aunt May just perfectly. It was just so sweet and everything. Harry Osborn, again, actor's name can never remember. He played him really well. MJ,
James Franco.
Yeah, that's it. MJ, Harry Osborn, Norman Osborn as well. He can't forget about a Green Goblin. How he was portraying that now.
Willem Dafoe is
Willem Dafoe is just one of the best villains. Just actors, anything. It's just so good. But yeah, I'm glad they didn't do like this sort of origin story sort of thing for Tom Holland's. But yeah, this is an origin story back in the day from our Spider-Man. Just absolutely loved this.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be one that I'm going to rewatch because like it's so classic and it's so good. And again, Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin he's probably a top 5 Marvel villain of all time. Like he's so good in that role. Like he balances the, I guess, innocent part of Norman. He's just like, this happened to him, and he plays the evil and terrifying part of the Green Goblin so well. And the whole scene where is it when he and Peter are fighting in that like abandoned like building at the end, and he throws the pumpkin grenade and it blows Peter's mask off.
Oh yeah.
That scene was so good, and he's just throwing him around, and then Norman dies by his own hand. But I think this, and then when you see him in No Way Home, it's so good seeing that how he was with one Spider-Man, then he goes to the other, but he's still the same kind of crazy guy. Like he doesn't change character at all. He's literally the exact same as in this movie.
It don't seem like he's aged either. That lot. How he went from that film to that film was just perfect. Just
yeah. And the scene, I think it's when they're having their Thanksgiving dinner, and he's dipping his finger in something. I think the pie or whatever, and Aunt May slaps his hand, and he gives her that look.
Yeah.
I was like, oh no, you better not touch Aunt May. You better not. And he does kind of later on when he blows the house open when she's praying. But Willem Dafoe and Tobey Maguire in this are so good.
100%.
Okay, 5th pick. I'm going to go with X-Men Days of Future Past. So I rewatched this one again, and the opening is so well done. How you start in the future, and Professor X has this monologue talking about, mutants are enslaved. Like there's very little of them left, and there is a need for heroes to come and save them. And then you see it like zoom in on the belt buckle of the X-Men logo. I thought that was really cool. The whole Sentinels in this, I thought that was really cool how they finally brought the Sentinels into the movies.
Yeah.
It's something that I've always wanted to see in the X-Men movies, and I can't wait to see them do that for the MCU. We can talk about that in another point when we do an X-Men thing. But yeah, Days of Future Past has always been a movie that I feel has been overlooked by a lot of people.
Okay.
It brings the original cast, or most of them, back, and then it brings the new cast at the time for the younger versions, and it balances them so well. How the future ones are trying to stop the Sentinels from getting into that compound where Wolverine is being sent back, and he's dealing with all the younger versions. I thought that was really cool. And having Mystique be, I guess, the MacGuffin of it, where everyone's after her because she's the reason the Sentinels are able to adapt and easily overpower any mutant they find. I thought that was really cool, even though that's not what happened in the comics. But
Yeah, we don't go there because it just get me riled up again.
But yeah, and then Magneto returns, the Michael Fassbender Magneto. He's so good when he picks up the entire baseball stadium and he brings it all the way to the White House and surrounds them. And then, like, he is so good in it. And then the Quicksilver scene in the kitchen.
Oh, in the room, yeah.
Yeah, that was so good too. It's something that I wasn't expecting to see at the time, but the fact that they really wanted to show off his powers in that scene, I thought that was really cool. And Evan Peters did a really good job as Quicksilver. He has that, like, teenage kind of like humor, and like he talks back at everyone. And then Wolverine is so good in this too. Like, he doesn't have the metal claws for most of it, but you still get some really good Wolverine action with the bone claws, and I thought he was really good in this as well. So yeah.
I said again, I'm not a fan of this at all. In that lot, I think you said probably the best three things about it in that lot. Oh, best two. Sorry, I bone claws. Yeah, I love the bone claws and everything like that lot, sort of thing. But the best things is obviously the scene, the Quicksilver scene, and just actually you seeing that power in full force. Just so it was a mind bending and phenomenal scene, sort of thing. It's a bit of a shame you didn't see much of him properly in WandaVision, which is a bit grating, sort of thing. I'd have loved to have seen, because that was like your real first connection to that sort of side of things. So it'd be nice to have seen that, and then obviously the lifting the stadium scene and everything, and just him just being so all powerful, sort of thing. It's just bringing it to the White House. Just so good. And again, I don't know, there was a thing, Sentinels, like seeing the Sentinels being portrayed like that, so nice, and just they looked intimidating and a lot of real shit. Okay, you don't mess around with these sort of thing. But yeah, other than that, I can't. It's not a film that I just don't enjoy it. I just don't enjoy that section at all. Give me the first three X-Men films. I'll watch them all day long. But no.
Yeah, when I saw it for the first time, I was like, okay, this is fine. I rewatched it a few years ago, and I was like, yeah, this is better than I remember. And I know there is a different cut of the movie out there. I haven't seen it. It's called the Rogue cut, where Rogue has a more prominent role in it.
Oh, right. Oh, no, I've never noticed that, to be honest.
So I might check that out at some point, but I still enjoy it. And the opening scene with the Sentinels just ripping through everyone. Like, they kill Colossus, they kill Iceman, they kill Sunspot, like all of them. And I thought that was really cool. Also, Bishop in this movie.
Oh, Bishop
is a really cool X-Men character, and they finally brought him into the movies in this.
He always seems to get bypassed this sort of thing. Bishop is to me, Bishop is a really good character. He was brilliant in the comics, and again, he was brilliant in the cartoons as well, sort of thing. So, why he's not been brought back in until this point was really gutting for me, anyway.
Yeah. So that's my thoughts on X-Men: Days of Future Past. So now we're into the final picks.
The last pick, right? It's a toss-up now because I can go for the obvious one, or I can go for the one that I've just mentioned, sort of thing.
Morbius.
Oh yeah. Don't even get me started on that film.
I haven't seen it because I don't want to waste my time on it.
Oh, you don't? Yeah, don't probably watch a 5-minute clip trailer where everything. Oh no! I tell you what you want to do. Watch Everything Wrong with Morbius on YouTube. You check that out. So good.
I've seen that in my recommended.
Yeah. So for me, I know, right? This is a bit of a cop off, but it's sort of connected to the MCU, but it's not. So, Let There Be Carnage by Venom. I absolutely adored this film, and I've finally seen Carnage as well in all these just oh Christ, scary as fuck power. Venom, just loved Venom, sort of thing. The the dialogue between obviously Tom Hardy and the symbiote, just so good now, sort of thing. The fight scene as well in the church, and just like literally kicking seven bells of shit out of each other. That was so good. What's his name? I can never remember. And I'm chick to actors, but the one that played Cletus Cassidy,
Woody Harrelson.
Carnage. Woody Harrelson, that's it. I love him as an actor. He's a brilliant actor, and he is.
Yeah.
And seeing him, how he portrayed Carnage and everything, was just so good in that sort of thing. And like as he's talking, it's like a monologue himself in the prison cells. Like, this is not my origin story or something like that. And he squishes that spider on his page, and seeing like the younger version of him in the asylum as well, sort of thing. It's just so good now, that sort of thing. And yeah, I absolutely adore this. And obviously, you get the post-credit scene with, ooh, what's this sort of thing? And it goes into the MCU like that because of Doctor Strange. It was just so good. And I cannot wait to see more Venom. I hope there is more Venom somewhere or another. Either in Tom Hardy's universe sort of thing, or if it's going to be in the MCU. I just cannot wait to see more Venom because I just adore Venom, and it's just so good now. And I've been enjoying. Let's just say I've been enjoying Venom in the game as well.
Dude, you have no idea what's coming, and you're gonna love it.
Don't.
I'm not. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. You are. Okay. Okay. My thoughts on this.
I've literally just got the black suit as well. So.
Okay.
I literally just got
I know
it.
where you're at.
Yeah.
So, Venom Let There Be Carnage. I did not really like it.
Really? Oh, bloody hell.
Yeah. I enjoyed the first one more. They're both, like, the first one's okay. It's rewatchable. The second one, I feel like they cut it really short. Like, it goes really, really fast. They don't give enough time for things to actually play out. It's like only an hour and a half. Like,
yeah, it's really quick.
There has to be a longer cut of that somewhere. And I just don't see the point of doing Venom without Spider-Man. Like, that doesn't work for me.
Okay.
Like, the whole motivation of Venom is that it's the symbiote after being rejected by Peter and finding a new host and trying to be kind of like an anti-Spider-Man.
Okay.
So when you don't even have Peter established in this universe, it's like, what's the point of having Venom? And I do agree Tom Hardy does a really good job as Eddie Brock. It's just, there's so many things that, like, I've only seen it once. So from what I remember, the whole thing with, I think, like, he has chickens in his apartment or something.
Yeah,
or something really weird.
Eating the brains to keep Venom
right.
calm, sort of thing, basically.
There's just so many random things that I was like, why did you do that? And then I'm glad they got rid
as
of,
well, sort of thing.
Right. I'm glad they got rid of the Cletus Cassidy stupid wig from the end of Venom.
Oh yeah,
the post-credit scene. He actually has actual hair in this one. I thought that was better. Now, Cletus Cassidy, he does the whole kind of like, like insane side of him pretty well. I just don't necessarily like how he really handled the character overall. He didn't really dive into that crazy side as much as he could have. Like, he really, really could have gone like Heath Ledger's Joker on this and gotten really crazy on it. He didn't. But I think the Carnage scene where he's breaking out of the prison and just wiping out all those prison guards, I thought that was really cool. And the big thing with this is that they could have made it rated R and made Carnage have that time to show how menacing and violent he really is. And I think that really lacks in this movie is he's a powerful force, but you don't get that true meaning behind who Carnage is. He's just a relentless killer, and he doesn't care who he goes after. Like, he causes carnage. That's the whole point. But yeah, that post-credit scene, when I saw that, I freaked out. When Tom Holland's on the screen and Venom licks the screen, I was like, oh my
Oh,
god, I can't wait to see if they actually
mm,
go forward with this. And they didn't. But we know there's symbiote still left in the MCU, so hopefully
yeah,
that turns into something.
definitely. And like I said, I think I definitely agree that for me, because I loved it so much, that was the only thing missing out of it, just for it to rate rated R, because then
Yeah.
you could have really gone like the full like Deadpool sort of version of these characters, these two characters and that lot. But yeah, I'd say yeah, my thoughts on Venom.
Oh my god. Okay. One more pick, and I have no idea what to do.
To be honest, out of the ones that's left, there's
I
maybe
see
one.
two that I could.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. There's two. There's two that I'd probably pick out of the last two. After that, the ones that are left. But other than that, no.
I think I'm gonna go with X-Men 2.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
The other one I
I
was
thought,
leaning towards was Deadpool 2.
yeah. I'd say myself. I was looking at either Deadpool 2 or the second Fantastic Four because I loved Silver Surfer.
Oh. We can talk about that another time, but X-Men 2, I thought was it's a really cool movie. The opening scene with Nightcrawler, I thought that was really well done. That scene still holds up. The way they do the effect for him too, like the teleportation, I thought that's really cool how they make it like it's just like in the comics, it's a cloud, and then he's randomly somewhere else. But I thought he was really good in that. The whole scene with, I think it's when Stryker and his soldiers are taking over the X Mansion. I thought that was really cool. And
they're all
Wolverine has to
darting
kind
them.
of,
They're all darting them, aren't they? Now, put them all to sleep and everything.
yeah, right. He has to kind of protect all the kids, and this is where Colossus is introduced too. He's one of my favorite X-Men. So he kind of has to work together with Wolverine to kind of rally up the kids and save some of them. And I think Brian Cox did a really good job as William Stryker. You get more of Logan's backstory with Stryker, how he literally just took him and experimented on him and turned him into Wolverine. And he goes on that personal journey with him where he's not a monster, but he is a product of something that really shouldn't have gone, like it shouldn't have happened, but it did anyway.
Yeah, 100%.
I think the whole, sorry?
100% definitely there.
Yeah. I think the whole dynamic between all of them, like with Storm, Wolverine, Cyclops, Jean Grey, I think they're all really good. The main thing I have a problem with is, I guess, Cyclops, because he's just a whining baby the whole time.
That's the only thing that I've got from the original three and the X-Men New First Class and everything. They've just kept Cyclops as a whiny little bitch, and it's just so fucking annoying and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But he's supposed to be like this leader in that lot.
Yeah.
And not
like he's the
tough
on-field
guy.
leader of the X-Men.
Yeah, yeah. And he's supposed to be a bit more domineering sort of thing. Just having bitching and moaning all the fucking times.
Yeah. And then just the ending too, where Jean Grey has to sacrifice herself to get the Blackbird out of the lake. I thought that was really cool. And then at the end, we see the Phoenix in the water. I thought that was a cool setup. Personally, I didn't like X.
I was hoping for so much more from that setup then.
But yeah, I really enjoy X-Men 2. Again, the X-Men theme for this trilogy is really good. I know it carried over to the other ones, but I think it's at its best in this movie. So yeah, I really like this movie.
Now, I can't say much other than that, to be honest. It was a good film. I said the chemistry between them all. Go away. Popular today. The chemistry between them all that's just so good in that lot. But yeah, it was a good film. That again, the original three, even though the third one is just atrocious, but the original three I always go back to and watch every now and again if we ain't got no to watch on telly. always going to have a look at them. But yeah, no, it is a good film, and I can't blame you there at all.
Yeah, the other thing is that this is the intro to Iceman and Pyro, which was really cool too. Having that journey with Logan, with Rogue, Iceman, and Pyro, going on that side mission thing, that was really cool.
I said the chemistry between them all, like Rogue, Storm, the two kids, now just so good now. I've seen Pyro sort of like turn sort of thing.
Yeah, Magneto kind of manipulates him.
Yeah. It was just such a nice thing to see now, sort of thing, seeing the kid being manipulated a lot. But yeah, no, it's such a good film like that. Yeah. I think my where I had written down ages ago when we first discussed it. So 1, 2, 3. I'm literally in order. Punisher 1, Deadpool 2. I got Blade. I got mixed up. Venom was 3 for me. Blade was 4th. Spider-Man 5. So it's not too far off, to be honest, from my original top 5 for that. So we did the 6th as well. So yeah, I'm quite happy with that. I got a good memory.
Yeah, the ones that from your list that I would have taken is probably Deadpool or Spider-Man 1.
Yeah, I thought there might have been that lot.
Yeah, but other than that, solid lists. I think they're pretty good.
Yeah, definitely. I say from yours, it's probably just been either Spider-Man 2 or X-Men 2 from myself, to be honest, that lot. But I'm really good, really interesting, very, very conflicting feelings as well with this one, that lot, or some of the films, that lot sort of thing. Very, very different. But no, I enjoyed that. Thank you very much, Nate. That was again brilliant. Just like what's the word I can say? Brilliant ideas and chat about it as well as always, that lot. So yes, we'll end this live stream here. And I'd just like to say, if anybody did watch, I'm not too sure if they did, but we'll share the videos afterwards anyway, in that lot, and get people talking. But yeah, thank you very much for being here or watching or subscribing or whatever it is, that lot. But yeah, thank you very much, Nate. Thank you very much again for the brilliant ideas. Go and check Nate's channel out as well. Got some fantastic videos on there, sort of thing. Brilliant ideas. He's at the moment he is getting Loki season 2 bang on the head with some of the stuff like that last sort of thing. He's working with Kevin Feige or Summer Tier. But yeah, no.
I wish.
Bro,
did you want to do a quick chat about episode 3? We haven't talked about that.
Yeah. Go on. Yeah, got 20 minutes left that lot. Go on then. Yeah. What do you think?
So this was the Victor Timely episode. I really enjoyed this episode. Victor Timely is a really cool character. I think Jonathan Majors did a really good job playing him. He's more of like he's not like the other ones. He's more like eccentric. Like he's very different. Like he's enthusiastic, but he's also like, you can tell he's introverted.
Yes, yeah, definitely.
I was surprised they kept him, and now they're bringing him back to the TVA to like fix their temporal loom problem. I think the whole 1800s thing was really cool with the World's Fair. I thought that setting was really cool to have Victor Timely show up in. And then obviously Sylvie coming back too, to kind of finish off her mission that I think she's going around killing Kang variants to make sure they don't end up becoming what He Who Remains warned them of, which I think that's really cool.
I think that's the only thing out of our previews thing I've got right at the moment, where the Loki and Sylvie are being a bit at conflict with each other quite a bit of the time. They've not worked together properly just yet, so at least I got that right.
And then the whole missed minutes thing, that confused me. I did not see that coming, where she was like in love with Victor Timely and wanting to be an actual like person to like have a relationship with him.
It reminded me
of artificial intelligence.
Yeah, it reminded me a lot like she was trying to go on like the Vision sort of path. She wanted a body like Vision had, sort of thing. It was like, damn, okay, right, you creepy little thing, right?
Yeah, so that was really surprising for me. And then you get the Ravana and Victor Timely scene together. I know. Whether that actually becomes something or not, I'm not sure. They kind of tease it, but you have to assume if that recording in the first episode teased that He Who Remains and Ravana had a relationship of some kind, then they have to set up something going forward. And then her being thrown back to the Citadel at the end of time,
Mm.
and then that big setup from Miss Minute saying she has a secret about her and she's going to be really angry when she finds out what it is. I'm very curious to see what that ends up being. I think it might be that she does end up working with Kang at some point, or she finds out that she's in the future, she's, at least in the comics, she's like the princess of something that Kang invades, I think.
Yeah, she's
And then they end up,
I looked it up as because I remember you saying something about it, and like she was a not like a ruler, but she persuaded him not to destroy like something other. She become this specific person. I can't remember what I said now. It's in the review episode, but yeah, she like was this person that like, and like Kang's taken her and manipulated her, like that sort of thing.
yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I think the secret's going to be. Is like actually he was this ruler in this place in like the 40th century or something like that sort of thing. And I think when she finds it, she's with that, she's gonna be pissed.
Yeah, I think that's what that's going to be. So I'm very excited to see the new episode tomorrow night. I think that's going to be, well, at least for me here. I get it tomorrow
Yeah,
night.
I'm gonna say yeah, it'll be not tomorrow night. It'll be Friday morning for Isn't That sort of thing. Yeah, so it's got 2 days. Yeah, I have.
And this is episode 4, so we're exactly halfway through the second season. So I'm very curious to see if they end up setting up really, really big things going forward, connecting to Kang Dynasty or Secret Wars.
Yeah. But
So
no,
that's my thoughts on episode 3.
Yeah, I absolutely adored it. As I say, I've enjoyed all these 3 episodes at the moment, sort of thing. It's got me a hell of a lot more. What's the word? Invested in this series, set out from the other sort of thing. And if they do it right, it will be as good as Loki season 1, I think, sort of thing. It's definitely at the moment it's on par with it. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to the next episode and everything, sort of thing. Having the loom as well, the little loom he had, then seeing it like smaller version to the bigger one, such a nice. Some of the visual effects and stuff that they've done in this as well, just so good now, sort of thing. But yeah, no, really looking forward to the 4th episode, and yeah, cannot wait. It's going to be so good. I'm hoping they do connect it with some other things, but yeah, really good, really good.
Now, you just mentioned that the loom. Is that what that little thing was that he had to go back to get?
No,
Is that what that was? Okay,
no,
then I think that might be a model of his time chair from Quantumania then. That's what I thought when I saw that. I was like, what if he's starting to build that orb that he's going to use to travel through time?
That's I didn't even think of that sort of thing. I just thought it was just like some sort of battery or something. You know where it's got that little ball thing where they put the they did this slingshot thing right in the first episode where Mobius. I thought it was just something like that, and it was just something to do with the loom to keep it in place, sort of thing. But I didn't even think of that. Damn.
Yeah, that came to mind as soon as I saw it. I was like, that has to be something related to something Kang has already built, right? Because I didn't think that was a part of the temporal loom thing, because you already see that when he's on the stage.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd be very excited to see if that ends up being something he creates, and then that another variant then takes that, or he becomes that variant himself.
That'd be so good. That'd be so good. Did not even come across my head that didn't. That was nice. See, this is why you're the brains. This is why you're the brains of the operation. You are, my friend. Yeah, no, brilliant. Right, like I said, I'll we'll end the stream there. Again, brilliant chat as always to my friend Nate. He's just on point with everything that lot. So yeah, just say go subscribe to THWIP Media Nate's channel. Come over here to Marvel Mad if you're here already. Just come check us out. We've got loads more Marvel content. Again, gameplay of Spider-Man every single day at the moment. I don't think is it the next episode you'll see. Maybe the next episode. No. It's the episode after. I've already said I've got the black suit now. So yeah, it was the episode after. Just I am losing my shit on that game at the moment. So yeah, come check us out, and yes, like, share, and subscribe. So I'll see you all again on another episode of Marvel Mad and THWIP Media. You'll see more. Oh, wait a minute. You'll see more of both of us very soon. So yes, just like to say thank you very much, and bye bye.